Welcome back, listeners. I'm still thinking about our last deep dive into Karina's journal. All those details about Dramestrony's metal classes were incredible.
It's amazing what we're learning from these entries.
It is, and this time, Karina's latest entry takes us on a journey into something that shapes the whole universe.
Gravity.
Yeah.
It's fascinating because Dramestrony doesn't just, teach about gravity. They actually have their own gravity created just for their dimension.
Whoa, hold on. Their own gravity.
It's true. Just imagine the energy it must take to manipulate a fundamental force like that and on such a massive scale.
Okay, so we know Dramestrony is this elite college, right?
Right.
For avatars and future gods and goddesses, and while they're there, they all take on human forms. But gravity class, in a place called the Time Rift Room, a classroom that exists in a gap in time.
It really makes you wonder, how do they even create a space like that? What kind of technology could manipulate time so precisely?
Yeah, exactly. And what does that mean for learning? If time flows differently in the Time Rift Room, could students learn faster?
It's definitely mind-boggling. And get this, Karina is one of only 4 Drame's roses, that's what they call the female students, in this elite gravity class.
Wow, only 4.
That really shows you how intense and complex this subject is.
Yeah, they're being prepared to use a force that shapes reality itself.
Absolutely.
And leading this group is Grandmaster Mr. Naron.
Now, he has a fascinating background.
Oh, yeah.
He's the son of a being from another universe and a human.
Wow, talk about a diverse heritage. It really highlights the variety of students at Dramestrony.
Exactly. Remember, these students come from all over the cosmos, each with their own unique experiences and perspectives.
Absolutely. And Mr. Naron emphasizes that gravity is much more than just keeping our feet on the ground.
Right. It's essential for flight, dimensional travel, even planetary construction.
It's incredible. Could they use gravity to create atmospheres on barren planets? Could they build structures that defy our current understanding of architecture?
The possibilities are endless.
Karina's journal even mentions a student named Seed. She wants to master a specific type of gravity to, get this, imprison beings on her own planet.
That's a powerful reminder that knowledge can be used for both good and ill.
For sure. It really raises questions about the ethics of such advanced technology.
Definitely.
Then there's this concept that just blew my mind. Reverse gravity. Karina describes a planet where people live above the ground.
Above the ground.
Yeah, with forests below and gravity-defying robots working among the trees.
It challenges everything we think we know about how gravity works.
I know. Imagine if we could harness that kind of technology here on Earth.
We could revolutionize transportation, construction, even energy production.
Think of skyscrapers hanging from the clouds.
Or vehicles floating effortlessly above the ground.
It's like something out of science fiction, but according to Karina, it's a reality somewhere in the universe. And speaking of defying gravity, remember those equilibrium trials we talked about?
Of course.
Mastering gravity is key to becoming an equilibrium champion.
Makes sense when you think about it. Trying to maintain balance in a constantly shifting gravitational field, the Time Rift Room must be the ultimate training ground for that.
It's like a cosmic obstacle course.
Exactly.
Karina mentioned something called the 3-second stance. Students have to stand upright in zero gravity for, well, 3 seconds.
Sounds simple enough.
Right. But apparently, it's incredibly difficult.
The level of control and precision needed to manipulate your own body in zero gravity must be extraordinary.
It really speaks to the rigor and intensity of Dramestrony's training program.
Absolutely.
And to make things even more challenging, they're taken to planets with completely different gravitational forces for practical training.
It highlights the vastness and diversity of the universe. Imagine training on a planet with 10 times the gravity of Earth.
Or a planet where gravity fluctuates unpredictably.
Exactly.
It would push them to their limits.
And force them to adapt to the most extreme conditions.
I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about. What we consider gravitational anomalies here on Earth are really just tiny blips.
Tiny blips compared to the gravitational shifts happening all over the universe.
Makes our little planet seem pretty tame, doesn't it?
It really puts things into perspective. We're so used to our experience of gravity here, we forget it's just one small part of a much bigger picture.
And Dramestrony is preparing its students to navigate that bigger picture.
To understand and manipulate the very forces that shape reality.
And remember, Karina is being trained to be the universal hybrid empress, a role that demands she travel to the countless dynasties across the cosmos. Mastering all forms of gravity is essential for her.
Absolutely. If she can conquer the Time Rift Room, imagine what she'll be capable of doing on a universal scale.
Could she use her knowledge to stabilize collapsing stars? Or even create new worlds?
The possibilities are mind-blowing.
And here's the biggest question of all. Dramestrony itself has its own gravity.
That's right.
It's not natural. It's something they created for their dimension.
That single fact raises so many questions. Where does that power come from? What are the limits of their control?
And why? Why would they go to such lengths to manipulate something as fundamental as gravity?
It's a mystery.
It really is mind-blowing to think about the possibilities and the implications for Karina's future as Empress. But we'll need to delve deeper into her journal to uncover more clues.
It makes you wonder, what's the point of having a whole dimension with its own gravity?
Right. There has to be some bigger reason in there, like curriculum.
Maybe it's about pushing their limits, making them adapt to places where even the laws of physics are different.
Imagine the advantage, like in some cosmic battle, if you could just control gravity.
Exactly.
Remember those robots?
The gravity-defying ones.
Yeah, the ones Karina described on that reverse gravity planet. Maybe Dramestrony uses that same kind of tech to control the gravity in their dimension.
That's a really interesting idea, and it raises even more questions. How much energy would something like that even need?
And are there limits to their control? Could we use this tech on Earth?
So many possibilities.
If they can change gravity on such a huge scale, what does that say about the power of these future gods and goddesses?
It suggests they can use forces we barely understand. Karina's journal hints at abilities we can only dream of. Warping space-time, creating wormholes, even messing with the very fabric of reality.
It's almost beyond comprehension.
It is, but it's important to remember Karina's journey is constantly reminding us that the universe is way bigger and more complex than we realize. And she's not just watching, she's training to actually shape that future.
She is. It's not just theories they're learning at Dramestrony.
Right, they're getting real experience, honing their skills in the time rift room and on all those different training planets.
And don't forget, Karina's goal is to be the universal hybrid empress. Imagine the influence she could have across the cosmos with her mastery of gravity.
The possibilities are truly mind-boggling. Could she terraform planets, make habitable worlds out of barren wastelands, stabilize collapsing stars, and prevent cosmic disasters?
All this talk about cosmic power is amazing, but it makes you think, what does it mean for us here on Earth?
That's the big question, isn't it? If Karina does what she set out to do and brings the knowledge of Dramestrony back to Earth, how will it change our world?
Will we finally unlock the secrets of anti-gravity?
Leading to a revolution in transportation and energy.
And will we travel to distant stars?
Expanding humanity's reach beyond our wildest dreams.
Or will all this knowledge be too dangerous, too powerful for us to handle?
Could it lead to conflict?
Destruction.
On a scale we can't even imagine. It's a double-edged sword.
The benefits are huge, but so are the risks.
It all comes down to how this knowledge is used and who's controlling it.
That's where the ethical side comes in.
Yes, Dramestrony isn't just training them to be powerful, they're teaching responsibility, making them understand the consequences of their actions.
That's good to know. But what if someone, with bad intentions gets hold of this knowledge? Could we even stop a cosmic catastrophe then?
That's the question that always comes up with any big leap in science and technology, but trying to learn new things is always risky.
We won't let fear stop progress, but we have to be careful.
We need to think ahead.
It feels like we're right on the edge of a whole new era, an era where what it means to be human in the universe is changing.
It's both exhilarating and terrifying.
Exactly. And Karina's our guide to this extraordinary future. Her journal lets us glimpse the possibilities.
It makes us think about the challenges and opportunities that are out there.
We've only just scratched the surface of what Dramestrony holds. I can't wait to see what other amazing things Karina's journal reveals. But for now, let's take a moment and just process all of this incredible information. We've really been talking about some mind-blowing stuff, haven't we?
We have. Even for a deep dive about gravity, it's clear Dramestrony is going way beyond what anyone thought possible.
But here's what I find really interesting. Karina's not alone in all this.
That's right. Remember, she's just one student in this elite program, each with their own goals and ambitions.
Right.
Think about the combined power and potential of all those future gods and goddesses.
It's like a cosmic think tank, and it makes you wonder, what kind of guidance are they getting? Who are these grandmasters who are teaching these beings with so much power?
That's one of the biggest mysteries surrounding Dramestrony. We know they're experts in their fields, but where do they come from? What are their motivations?
Yeah, are they just teachers, or do they have a bigger role?
Are they shaping the fate of the universe in some way?
It makes you think, right? Are they like neutral observers, or are they actively pushing these students towards some specific destiny?
Good question.
And what about the technology? If they can create a dimension with its own gravity,
Right.
what else can they do?
Well, Karina mentions the time rift room.
Yeah,
But the implications are just amazing.
to control time itself.
It suggests they have tech that's just beyond what we can even grasp.
Imagine that technology here on Earth.
It would revolutionize everything.
Scientific research,
Medicine.
space travel.
But of course, that kind of power in the wrong hands could be a disaster.
For sure.
It's about balance.
Right.
We need to keep learning, but we always have to think about the consequences. Dramestrony seems to get this. They're teaching ethics along with all the advanced stuff.
Which is reassuring, at least. But it still makes you wonder, what happens when these students graduate?
Right?
How do they use these incredible abilities out there in, well, the real universe?
That's the big unknown.
And that's what makes Karina's story so fascinating. She's not just learning about gravity, she's learning about leadership, responsibility.
And what it means to have, well, unimaginable power.
Her journal reminds us that the universe is much bigger and more complicated than we think.
And humanity's place in it is still being figured out.
We're seeing the start of something totally new, an era where the impossible is possible.
Eggs.
And even though we don't have a time rift room or, gravity-defying robots, Karina's experiences challenge us to think bigger.
To dream bigger.
And to keep exploring the universe.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this part of Karina's gravity adventures, we have more questions than answers. But that's part of the fun, right?
It is. The journey's just as important as the destination.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see where Karina's journal takes us next.